And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able and uncover for the playing of our national anthem, and then remain standing for the Highland High School alma mater.
Welcome to the United States of America. We're in the state of Ohio, Medina County, township of Granger, North Gateway Tire Field. I'm sitting next to the old ball coach, Jay Grissom.
And I'm sitting next to the other old ball coach, Brandon Lipchak. I don't even know how to respond to what just happened.
The older ball coach.
That's
right. We got a Division II OHSAA playoff matchup, regional quarterfinal game tonight, Jay. St. Francis de Sales Knights has come into town from 123 miles west of here in Toledo. They bring an 8-3 record in, and we're in the second round, and there's no place that I'd rather be.
No, I mean, what's better than a Friday night in November, watching some playoff football. So, Hornets coming in, with an unblemished 11-0 record and off to a great start and a good test tonight. A couple really, really solid programs with a lot of history going at it tonight. So, excited to get this thing kicked off here.
Well, it's 48 degrees, and first of all, we can't do this without our sponsors. And our pregame sponsor is John Ross, Highland alumni. Been in real estate for 38 years. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your real estate advisor you want to work with the best title company in the business, Affiliates Title Group. Locally owned company committed to the Highland community. John Ross, president. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for sponsoring.
Yeah, couldn't do it without these great sponsors, and we've got a few to bring to you tonight. We appreciate the opportunity to bring playoff football to you this year again, getting 2 home games. So let's talk a little bit about what we got going on, a little pregame roundup.
Well, that sounds good to me. We're I'll tell you, we're going to get into Highland, and what a year! What a year it's been! What another year it's been in Coach Gibbons' 10th season. But I want to give St. Francis their due. You know, they've come into here and their 8-3 record. They've lost. They've played a schedule where they've lost to Perrysburg, and they lost. Their other loss was Toledo Central Catholic and a school up in Michigan. So they've played some good teams. They're coached by Josh Linke, first-year coach, 31 years old. He's actually an Anthony Wayne graduate, and these guys came out here to play. That's a storied program, Jay. They state championships in '84 and 2001, and they know their way around a football field. Okay,
they sure do, and I think you talked about them getting on a bus and traveling 123 miles. Well, they came about an even 100 last week to knock off an Avon Lake team at Avon Avon Lake. So as Coach Gibbons and the boys take the field here, but this is a team that this is 2 weeks in a row for them. So this is old hat. They jump on the buses, they run across the state, and they get ready to play a football game. Well,
and they're running up against a Highland Hornets team, Jay, that rolled a talented Fremont Ross team last week as they opened up the playoffs. You're going to go into probably, and you know the stats like nobody's business, but we've scored 499 points this year, and we've given up 72 points. This is it's been an 11-0 dominant season. Right,
and of those 72 total points, only 28 of them over the course of the last 9 weeks.
Wow.
With 5 shutouts in those last 9 games, they've had 5 shutouts. And in a couple of those games, those scores came late in the game where maybe there was some personnel changes and things like that. So this defense has told the story, but, not to be outdone, I mean, we got to talk about Casey Miser, right? 179 carries, 1,685 yards. That's 9.4 per carry with 31 touchdowns. But he also has 13 receptions for 411 yards and another 7 touchdowns. So he's the dual threat. They're going to throw it to him out of the backfield. They're going to do whatever they need to do.
And when you talk about they're going to throw it to him, that's Dylan Borla that's going to throw it to him. And what a season that young man has had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comes out of after some injuries, he gets an opportunity his senior year, and goes 80 for 111, which is 72% completion rate for 1,787 yards, 24 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions.
And I think that, and I feel bad because I neglected to mention this last week, but that 24 touchdowns is a new single-season school record. Oh. So he broke Bruce Kinsey's record that was set back in 2013. So now, in records and all that stuff, that doesn't matter today. We're trying to win a football game here, but what an outstanding season for Dylan. And his receivers between Evan Faust, 21 catches. Casey's got 13. Lucas Girding's got 18. Nick Dobkowski's got 16. So he's spreading the ball around. I think that's my favorite thing about watching Dylan play is he's not a one-read guy.
No.
He can throw the deep ball. He can throw the short stuff. He can throw the quick game. He does a nice job, reading a defense and getting the ball where it's supposed to go. So.
Well, like we talk about every week, Jay, it starts up front with these guys. We talk about the skill positions, absolutely, but when you look at what Noonan and Zywick and Nowak and Messina and Coyne and Throckmorton and what these guys are doing up front, both offensively and defensively, that's where it starts.
Sure. And same thing on the defensive line. Noonan and Zywick. And you've got McKean and Dean and Cody Bendow, and they've had a rotation about 6-7 guys in there, and that defensive line has been just as dominating to go along with 3 really, really skilled junior linebackers, J-Mo Gordon, Callan Whitling, and I mean it's just been an incredible job by this defense.
And like you said,
and Evan Faust. I'm sorry, Evan Faust, the other linebacker.
It's a balanced team. They're offensively, defensively, special teams, kicking, right, field goal. We had a 40-yard field goal last week, but none of that matters right now. It's a new season when you get into the playoffs, right? Every week is a new season, and I'm anxious to see how this game unfolds, Coach.
Yes. So St. Francis won the toss and deferred their decision to the second half, so they will be kicking with Girding and Miser back deep for the Hornets.
Here we go.
And they go with a squib, and that is off a Highland player. Ball is live, and it ends up out of bounds. So that ball was just –
that was a line drive squib that
could have been a very bad situation.
We're fortunate to get that ball at midfield. Well, we said these guys came out here to play, and that's an aggressive start. And now the Highland offense comes out on the field.
Yeah, so here comes Dylan Borla with Casey Miser, and looks like Evan Faust in the backfield with him. McKean at the tight end. They're going to go with a give to Miser on a power. And that is a nice tackle coming up there. That's number 13. Jordan Brown on the stop for the Knights.
That was a great open field tackle.
It was, because there was a little bit of an opening there, but only picks up about 3 on first down.
Yeah, that's a sophomore, Jordan Brown. Okay, now we get 2nd and 7.
They're going to fake the same thing. There's Miser on the wheel route. And he cuts back inside down to about the 5-yard line. So, again, we've seen it and seen it and seen it. But that is, just a staple, has become a staple in this offense. And Dylan throws that ball so well with Miser, as we'll take a look at a replay real quick. But see these two backs lined up next to each other. Miser's the near back. He's just going to run straight out in the flat, act like he's blocking, then just run up the sideline and makes the catch with nobody near him down inside the 5-yard line. As there's a give to Miser, and he is in. So quick scoring. Couldn't draw it up any better, other than I'm sure that kickoff probably is not exactly how you draw it up, but you'll take that 49-yard line in your own end of the field position.
Well, that's it. You give you take a risk like that with that squib kick, and the downside of it is you could give Highland the ball with a short field, and that's what happened.
So Kauza in. It's Grady Gibb on the hold. And that is up and good. Dan Miller on the snap there.
That play fake just draws those linebackers in, and Miser gets out in the flat. Here it is again.
Yes. Just a beautiful ball. I just love the way that Coach Gibbons sets that stuff up, because you put 2 elite athletes in the backfield, right, with Faust and Miser, and you have to be ready for either of them to get the ball. And, we haven't even had the opportunity to talk about it yet, but in our film study this week, DeSales does they do a lot of what we saw last week. They're going to run man-on-man, zero coverage with no safety help. You're putting outside linebackers in a real tough spot, having to cover the number 2 or number 3 receiver coming out of the backfield in those situations.
We talked a lot about that last week, and you're right. It's the similar situation is how do you match up against this offense? And you say, okay, we're going to go cover 0 man-on-man and try to lock up. But that's a tall order for a linebacker to cover Casey Miser.
Right. So Zamarian Allen and Drew Tucker back to receive the kick as it is into the end zone. And we've talked about that all year, what a weapon that is. I mean, this St. Francis DeSales team returned a kickoff for a touchdown last week. And at the that was a 1-score ball game, and one of their scores obviously was on a kickoff return.
Jonah Kauza has had a heck of a year.
Yes,
he really has.
So this Hornet defense gets set for their first shot at it tonight. Corey Schwartz, the quarterback, has had a really nice year.
What's going on here?
As they're going to shift into a little polecat situation. And this is going to cause Coach Gibbons to call a quick timeout. This tells me a couple things, and I don't want to sound that way. This tells me a couple things, though. When a team does this early, they want to make you use a timeout, and they are trying to show this Highland Hornet defense something that they haven't seen and catch them off guard.
And I know you watched quite a bit of film. I don't think you didn't see that.
I saw a whole bunch of formations, nothing like a polecat situation. So, in that formation, they can line up in different ways that actually make the center eligible and things of that nature. So you got to be – that's a smart timeout. Yes. Let's get them squared away, make sure everybody's, where they're supposed to be in that situation. And my guess is DeSales won't show it to us again the rest of the night.
And now they come out trips right.
So Swartz takes the snap. It's a give to number 5, and he's stacked up early. That's Eli Beal on the carry.
You're going to hear Eli Beal's name quite a bit tonight. Eli Beal is a tough junior running back. I'm trying to find his numbers here, but he has
28 TDs and about 1,800 yards.
Yeah, 7.5 yards a pop.
Yeah,
they feature him for sure. And then they have 3 talented wide receivers as well. They're not afraid to throw the ball around.
And Swartz can run it also. He's got about almost 300 rushing yards on the season himself. So they're going to go with the throwback screen. They got him wrapped up. That ball is on the ground. They're saying incomplete now. Well, that was really close to an intentional grounding. Really close to an intentional grounding. They're talking about it now. And they are going to drop the flag.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the right call.
You called it.
And you know what? I appreciate the referees, talking it through. They're discussing was he in or out of the tackle box? Did the pass reach the line of scrimmage? There's a lot to go into it. And when the answer to any of those questions is no, you drop the flag. That's just a spot foul and a loss of down. So it is now third down.
Third
and about 23, 24.
Yeah,
I believe that was Ryan Zywick in his face. Was that number 50 in his face on that?
I believe it was. So you don't want to get careless and turn the ball over here.
They're going to go empty. They show the jet sweep, and that is Evan Faust all over it from his outside linebacker spot.
And that was number 14 quarterback Corey Schwartz. He's a senior, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's had a good year himself. He's thrown for 14 touchdowns, 69% passing. So he'll throw the ball, he'll run the ball, and that was a conservative play call.
He's got 1,700 yards in the air also. So talented young man. But Hornets have him backed up, kicking from the back of the end zone with Girding back to receive. High snap is handled. Nice high punt. It's taken by Girding. Gets upfield quick, and he is down inside the 35-yard line.
We've seen it all year. The defense. The defense makes a quick stand. Offense gets the ball back quick on the opponent's side of the field, with the short field. Good job by Girding. Nice 10, 12-yard return, and now here comes the offense at the 35.
Yeah, this is exactly what Highland would have wanted to start this game here. A couple possessions inside DeSales territory. It's Girding on a motion, but it's given to Miser. Felt like he was stacked up pretty quick, but he did get forward for about 3 yards.
And he was brought down by 54, Jermaine Polk. He's a stud. Jermaine Polk is a junior, 71 tackles, 6 sacks on the season, and he's nose guard.
And I think it's important to note how hard it is to have 71 tackles from a nose or a defensive end position in a three-man front. Borla's got good time. He's got a man up a seam, and it is caught. That's Evan Faust. Beautifully thrown ball.
Just a perfect throw.
So again, not to beat the dead horse, but zero coverage, no safety help. Evan Faust is a tough guy to cover with a safety man-to-man where you've got to read, run first on that play action. And 12's going to run by you on a seam route pretty quick if you've got no safety help over top. So
we haven't seen a lot of teams have success with that cover zero.
Correct.
Against Highland this year.
There's just too many weapons.
Yeah.
Cow's kick is up and good.
What a catch this was. I don't know if we'll get to see it again, but those over-the-shoulder catches are not always easy.
Right.
And that was a perfectly thrown ball, but it dropped in right over his shoulders. Oh, we are going to get to see it again.
Look at it. So Faust is in that flex tight end spot. He's just running. They're just a little crossing route, and you're.
Yeah.
It's a tough cover. It's just a tough cover for a safety, And you could see them cross Evan from that wing position, working out to just outside of the hash, where one of the outside receivers worked inside the hash up to a post route. There's a lot of moving parts there. Beautifully thrown ball, and like you said, what a great catch. That's a tough catch. Dylan's probably not happy with where he put that ball, if we're being honest, right?
It was a little bit outside. Yeah. He probably wanted that more toward the post, but what a start.
So Kauza gets into this one a little shorter. It will be returned. And he's got a hole.
Yep.
And Kauza is able to force him out of bounds. That's Drew Tucker.
Yeah. Well, we said this team has some weapons. They absolutely have some skilled athletes. That was a heck. Hey, they needed that return.
Yes, they did.
St. Francis did, because they. We're only a few minutes into this game, and it's 14-0.
Right.
That's exactly what they needed.
So now St. Francis returns the favor with starting field position inside of Highland territory at about the 43-yard line. So Swartz on a quick jet sweep. Hornets string it out real well. And he is brought down for a loss.
That first man to hit him was Kyle Williams.
And that was
Whitling was in there.
Yes.
And J-Mo Gordon.
And I believe that Garrett Phillips was there pretty quick as well. So that was one of the things that I saw. They love that jet sweep. We're going to see that out of multiple formations. It's a way to get a playmaker a ball, So they ran it about 8, 9, 10 times last week up at Avon Lake.
2nd and 12 after a loss of 2.
So there's a quick. And that ball falls incomplete. That was a nice play there by Callan Whitling, because that ball was in and out of the hands of Swartz. And, right on I didn't see the receiver. I apologize. Right on his number, but Callan got a hand in there and knocked it away.
Yeah, I don't know if that was number 2, Raheem Brown, but he faked it to Beal quickly and then just tried to hit that slant. Now they're in a tough spot, though, 3rd and 12. Don't need all of it, maybe.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a screen of some sort, as they're going to set up and throw a long one to the single receiver side. It's a good no call there. Just some incidental contact running down the field.
Yeah.
Great coverage by Kyle Williams, just step for step. Step for step on that coverage. Beautifully done by number 4, Kyle Williams. So once again, defense steps up, right?
I'll tell you, that was after that great kick return, they had excellent field position, and they 3 plays, lost 2 yards, and now they're in punt formation with Girding back.
So Girding back deep. Another high snap. This fair catch is called for and made.
We're going to talk more in the first and the second quarter about our first and second quarter sponsor, which is Forever Fence and Rail. Ken Throckmorton, we appreciate you guys. Don't let slippery stairs catch you off guard this winter. Reach out to Forever Fence and Rail for a secure handrail today. They got a showroom on 6758 Ridge Road, right south of the Sharon Circle. So we appreciate you, year-round fenced installation, and we'll get to talk more about Forever Fence and Rail, okay?
Yeah, big thanks to Throckmorton family taking care of the first and second quarters tonight.
And their son is a good player on this team as well, number 73.
Yes, he is.
Well, they need a stand here. If you're St. Francis, you need to try to figure out something on defense here. You know, there's a little bit of a delay here.
I think we've got a chain issue. We've got some veteran guys over there running those chains. I'm sure they'll get that knocked out real quick.
Yeah, they already did. There we go.
It was a gift to Girding, and that play was blown dead for a false start. So right now, the Hornets got Zywick at center, Messina and Nowak are the guards, and Coyne and Noonan are the tackles.
That offensive line is something. That Ross line last week averaged 290 on the offense and defense, and our boys had their way.
Okay.
1st and 15 with Miser in the backfield behind Borla.
Give to Miser, and he stacked up quick.
Yeah.
Nice pursuit by that Knight defense. First man there looked like number 2, Raheem Brown.
Something that you don't hear us say often. Casey Miser for 1 yard.
Yes. This is a talented front seven. They run this 3-4. They've got 3 defensive linemen that have very active hands.
Yeah.
They can play 2 gaps at a time, and they do a good job of keeping blockers off of these linebackers, giving them free runs at ball carriers. They show blitz a lot and then step out of it. There's a swung out to Birkmeyer as he works to the sideline. Nice pick up there.
Yeah, that's a good quick play to get him right back in. That's near the first down marker. I think maybe it's 3rd and 1.
It's a great play on a second down to get yourself to a very manageable 3rd down situation.
Well, the corner was playing about 8 yards off of who was that? Birkmeyer?
Yes.
So now they got a couple receivers out to the right with Miser behind Borla.
They're back in that zero coverage again. There's a give to Miser. He's got a hole and a first down. He's chopped down there by number 13. That's Jordan Brown. But a nice job, getting behind the sticks at first down and finding a way to pick up a first.
Nothing fancy. Right up in that 2-hole off the guard, right? That
yes,
was like you talk about. That's just hat on hat. Let's go pick up this first down.
That's right. So Birkmeyer left, Dobkowski right. Miser in the backfield with Borla. Girding on the motion. It's given to Miser. He breaks it outside. Got a little hurdle action there.
I thought they might call a penalty.
I did too.
Remember that in week 1 at Hudson? He jumped over a guy, and
we're going to take the no call and the pickup of 8 on first down. It was well blocked by that right side of the line there.
Girding just came off of the field limping. I'm not sure who came in for him, but we got trips left.
Quick swing pass. They're going to go double pass. There's Birkmeyer.
What a play.
And you know who they snuck into the game on that was number 16, Grady Gibb.
So Girding might not have been hurt at all.
I think Girding might feel okay.
I haven't seen that all year.
What a beautiful little wrinkle.
It was that little bubble screen, only this time.
Throw it backwards and
yeah. And he was wide open. Wow. I'll tell you what, that's one of those plays they probably put in this week, right, and take advantage of an aggressive defense.
There's two things. There's two things about a play like that. That could have been put in as the kick is up and good. And I don't want to disagree with you because you could well be right.
I know where you're going.
But it could also
this.
Be something that was put in August, as we're going to check a replay. There's Grady Gibb just catch it at the hash and chuck it up the sideline to number 2, Luke Burkmeyer.
And he was wide open.
No, but, that's one of those things that a coach has been sitting on and the guys are asking him to call it for 10 weeks.
Well, as soon as Gibb threw that ball, he was jumping up and down. He was so excited to finally get that number called. To your point, if he might have been waiting a week or 4 months for that call.
There's the famous Luke Burkmeyer making a tackle last year on one of our cameramen on that shot.
Wow, what a
Michael C., who's not with us tonight, he may still be injured from that little encounter. There it is.
That's the moment before he gets trampled.
That's one of those moments before disaster that you see, right? So 21-0, still 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter as that kick is received at the 5-yard line. And this time they've got him wrapped up.
That's Drew Tucker again.
Drew Tucker.
Who brought him down.
And that was Colton Faust on the nice open field tackle there by Colton Faust.
Well, if you're DeSales, it's not exactly the start that you wanted here. I mean, they've given up some runs, they've given up some passes, they've given up a lot of yards, and they don't have too many offensive yards yet, if any. So now this is their third opportunity. Just got to try to get a first down, get some momentum going if you're St. Francis. Hands it to Beal, and
he stacked up quick. Well, I'll tell you what, man, he is a tough runner.
Yeah.
I mean, he still gained 2 yards. I mean, their first contact was at or behind the line of scrimmage, and he still pushed forward. Picked up a couple on first down.
Well, that's what they said about him. He's listed as 5'11", 165, but he's a hard, heavy, aggressive runner. But there was nowhere to go there. So now he's in the backfield by himself. Raheem Brown comes in motion.
Swartz on a deep drop. He's flushed.
There's McKean.
McKean has a beat on him. He's got to throw that ball away.
Well, Ryan McKean did a real –
Caleb.
That's
all right. It's his brother. I don't think he'll be too offended. His brother used to chase quarterbacks too.
Yeah, thanks for the correction there. He did. Caleb did a real good job from that defensive end spot, not giving up contained, chasing him out, making him throw a lot quicker than he would have liked to.
Yeah. So we're going to see – looks like Matt Dean is checked in at one of the defensive end spots. Maybe going to go with a little 3-man front here with Zywick in a nose and Noonan and Dean on the ends. Swartz gives to Beal and picks up about maybe 2, maybe 3. But that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 5. And here comes the punt team. I like that just a little bit of a wrinkle, and obviously they felt like it was a passing situation to bring in a 3-down lineman, but at the same time, those guys did their job, stayed home. Linebackers there to come up, make a tackle, and force a 4th down and a punt.
Yep, and Girding's back again at his 35.
Seems to be feeling better.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice punt, nice high punt, but he's got room to return. And he's going to bring it right to the midfield stripe where the Hornets are going to have outstanding field position once again.
we'll take this opportunity to thank Forever Fence and Rail Ken Throckmorton and team. Does your fence have any issues, uneven or broken posts, gates not working properly? Even if your fence was not installed by Forever Fence and Rail, text these guys, text them pictures of your fence, call them 330-321-5522, and they'll hook you up, okay? Local, great local company. Thank you.
So here we go. Borla back. It's Girding in motion. They are going to give it on the jet sweep. And nice push by that offensive line. Pick up about 4 to the 46-yard line. I tell you what, that offensive line, outside zone is not an easy, it's not always an easy blocking situation, especially against a three-man front, because you've got to get to linebackers. So, you know, an uncovered man might be a guard that's got to get to an inside linebacker, but they did a nice job there walling it off and picking up 4 tough yards there. We're going to bring him in motion again, fake it to him. Borla back, looks to the sideline, and that is incomplete, caught out of bounds by Caleb McKean. Just could not quite keep a foot in bounds.
Well, that was the best coverage we've seen yet tonight.
Well, that was the first zone that we've seen tonight in a passing situation.
Yeah, they might have switched gears a little bit here.
We saw them do this last week. They got hit a few times against Avon Lake. I don't think they like to do it because it takes some blitzing options and things like that away from them. But if you get beat over the top 3 times, you might need to start thinking about playing some cover 3, some cover 2, and having a safety on the field. Straight drop. Borla, and he's going to go down. Really good coverage.
Yeah, really good. Exactly right. And then he was looking to maybe run the ball, and then he slipped. But it was nowhere to really go with that ball.
Yeah.
And now you're going to see a Hornets punt from the St. Francis 49-yard line. Is that Evan Faust?
It is indeed. Number 12, Evan Faust.
He hasn't had too many punting opportunities this year, but when he has, he's done pretty well.
There's a low line drive. Checks up. And going to be down at about the 16-yard line, where the Knight offense will take over.
Well, if you're St. Francis, it's a win. It's a victory, right? I mean, it's a small win to try to stop the bleeding, because up to that point it had been 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns, right. and they hadn't gained a yard offensively. They still haven't, but at least they have another opportunity now to maybe, like they made some adjustments on defense, maybe they can do some things on offense here and try to move the sticks.
So Swartz in an empty backfield, 5 wide. And they are going to drop, and they're going to go the quarterback draw. Swartz breaks a tackle and out. It's going to pick up about 8 yards on that before he's brought down by Evan Faust.
Well, like we said, he's had 62 rushes this year for 280 yards, so they're not afraid to.
He's a willing runner.
Yeah,
and he's a good athlete. So, and he'll do that in passing situations as well. He'll climb the pocket and just take off if the middle of the field gets vacated. So, nice pickup on first down. Going with a little power, but just nowhere to go. Really good penetration. That's Noonan with first man there. J-Mo Gordon, Evan Faust. Actually going to lose about a half a yard on that. This front 4 is just something else.
I don't think Eli Beal is used to seeing, there's just nowhere to run the ball yet. 1,800 yards, so he's not used to that. Empty backfield, though, on 3rd and 2.
Got to be aware of the quarterback here. Straight drop. He's going to quick pass. And that ball is tipped. That was off of
Metzger.
off of Metzger and caught. Good awareness.
So
that ball is caught and good for a first down.
You know, I want to say it could have been picked, but it would have been a real tough play because that ball was fired quick, and Metzger was not expecting that, and I think it hit off his shoulder pad. That would have been kind of a lucky bounce.
So there's a give to Beal, and there is a flag down in the backfield. So he was able to get the edge, but there's a reason that he was able to get the edge, and we're about to find out that there was a hold on the left side of that offensive line.
That was the most daylight he's seen yet by far, and I'm pretty certain they were holding our defensive end over there.
Yes.
I don't know if I don't know if it was Dean or McKean or somebody was getting held.
I think it was McKean on that side last play. Dean just checked in.
Okay. That's a tough deal, though, man, because now you go from a good positive play, and now you got 1st and 20.
So, again, they're going to go in their lucky formation, 3 down linemen. Fake the jet sweep, deep drop. Good pressure. He's caught from behind, and that is Zywick and Noonan going to team up for a sack, and a flag comes in.
A little bit of activity after the whistle. Well, I had it in the binoculars, and I didn't. It is, but okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and now, will that give them a? That's not an automatic first down.
Not an automatic, I don't believe.
But it still would be. Is it 1st and 5?
I believe that is correct, as the first quarter has come to an end. Yeah, so we've got some exciting weekend here as we're gonna show you our Highland girls soccer team has gone on a magical run through the playoffs, and they are playing in a state championship game tomorrow at 1 o'clock down at the old Columbus Crew Stadium. And it's been a lot of fun watching these young ladies play, and they haven't just won their game. I mean, they have dominated their way. A couple of the 8-0 Mercy Rule games early. They won their regional final was a 5-0 game. Their state semifinal was a 3-0 game. So
I don't know the last time they've given up a goal.
It's been like a month, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I wish I had their record in front of me. They're like 22-1. As a quick swing pass outside, and he's taken down, but that is going to be good for a first down.
McKean and Phillips.
No, but just to finish up on these young ladies, Coach Zufall's done with this crew. Just really want to say good luck to you guys tomorrow. So excited. We're making the trip. I know my wife and I are making the trip down there to see them play tomorrow. So much to be proud of. Go down there and go get one more. Just go get one more.
State championship is
something special. So Swartz on a drop, looking to the sideline, quick out route. Pass is caught by Raheem Brown. Taken down quickly by Callan Whitling, I believe.
Yeah, it's tough to see the numbers, but that was Whitling. It was a good pass. But I'll tell you what a fall it's been for Highland sports, right? We've talked a lot about all the different soccer teams and volleyball and cross country and tennis, but good for the girls there. That's a hard-earned yard.
Given to Beal, they are going to wave the chains.
but a couple first downs. They had not had any, and now they had a couple, and aided by the personal foul. But now they're at the Highland 41-yard line.
So Swartz in the shotgun with Beal. Going with a quick speed option. Nice little wrinkle. As they pick up about 8, maybe 9. Just attack the defensive end and pitch it outside, and there's just nobody left. And he's able to pick up 9 yards, bring up a 2nd and 1.
They're in a little bit of a groove right now.
Yeah. I like that play call.
Well, if you can get Beal out on the edge in open space. And it was away from the trips, too. So now they got 2 receivers out left with one.
Bring Beal in motion, going to fake the jet sweep. Going with a skinny post, just a little tall. It was good coverage over the top. Metzger, I believe.
As you might say, Coach, 2nd and 1 was a good opportunity to take a shot, right?
Love that.
Now you come back and you got 3rd and 1. You got options. You're in 4-down territory, certainly.
Well, that's what having a running back like Eli Beal gives you, that option. You know, a guy that's got 1,800 yards on the season, you can take your shots on 2nd and short.
That was well covered, though.
So a little bunch set to the right. Going to throw a quick bubble, and it's good for a 1st down. That's number 10. That's Drew Tucker.
Drew Tucker has 6 touchdowns on the season, so he can do some damage out there from his wide receiver spot. I couldn't see who brought him down. But now they're at the Highland 22-yard line, and they've moved the ball, 30, 40 yards on this drive.
Another empty set.
Yeah.
Do have a tight end in the game. Beal in motion. They're going to give it to him on a jet. And that is read by Evan Faust from his outside linebacker spot.
That kid breaks on the ball so well.
Yes, he does. He triggers as it looks like Beal is down.
Oh, man, I hope he's okay.
Yes, don't want to see that.
What a
Yeah, so we'll take a second here and talk about, you brought up the other fall sports, and, our girls tennis team finished 4th in the state in the team tournament, which I think is what a cool accomplishment, and, made a run all the way to the Final Four in that competition. We had a cross-country runner, reach the state championships a couple weeks ago, and obviously our girls soccer playing for a state title tomorrow. Our volleyball team was playing in regionals. They were in a regional semifinal, I believe, and it's been a good fall to be a Hornet. Oh, and let's not forget the girls golf team. We had a girls golfer finish 2nd in the state, and the team finished 4th in the state.
That's right.
So
we almost forgot about Elizabeth Coleman and crew.
So here we go. That option look, but he is met quickly.
That was very likely 54.
It was 54. It looked like all 3 linemen in on that with 54. That was Noonan, Zywick, and Dean all collapsing on the quarterback. Swartz for a loss of about a yard, or no gain on the play, excuse me.
So now it's 3rd and 11, and they're without Beal still.
Motion to empty. Steps up in the pocket. He's got room to run, and that's gonna be good for a 1st down.
That's a good hard run there, brought down by Callan Whitling.
He will do that. You cannot contain on him. He's gonna step up. He's gonna climb the pocket, and he's either gonna throw it or he's gonna run it.
Yeah, I mean, that's Corey Schwartz, and he's 6'2", 200 pounds, and he looks to be pretty fast. And when he makes that decision to run, he goes. And now they're inside right at the first and goal at the 10.
Cody Bendow in the game, playing defensive tackle.
Raheem Brown.
There is a jet. He's got room, and he's in. Nice drive.
And that was Raheem Brown.
Another jet sweep. They like that play,
Yeah.
and they do a good job blocking it, and made it to where there was one man to beat. He's able to sneak into the end zone. So that'll bring Drew Puckett in for an extra point attempt. Holder's going to be Drew Tucker. Snap good, hold good, kick is good. So we've got a 21-7 ball game.
That's the drive that St. Francis needed to get themselves back in this game. Here they're going to show us.
Look at this. Just watch these offensive linemen all working to their right. Pull a guard across. And just nobody there. Nice job.
Well, they
14-play drive. When was the last one of those that this defense has had? Aided by a couple of a penalty and a tipped pass and a couple weird things, but at the end of the day, 7 points.
Well, and they lost their big running back.
Yes.
And they still were able to overcome that and punch it in and for the time being get themselves back in the game.
That's right.
But when you get to the second round of the playoffs, you're not going to shut teams out, right?
No, these are good football teams.
These are good football teams. These guys are used to playing in big games against good teams, and they're here for a reason.
Well, let's say it this way. There are 32 Division II football teams playing a game tonight. Everybody else is at home.
That's a great point.
So there is a line drive that is going to go into the end zone. So tried that squib again, but that time it snuck into the end zone.
This time. Well, like we always say, you relish these opportunities as a team and as a defense when you get to bounce back from a little bit of adversity.
Yes.
And our last time our offense came out, they had to punt it. So now they're going to be looking to get back with some positive plays here.
So Miser with Borla. They give to Miser. He works outside, little cutback. He is grabbed initially by number 21. That's Vaughn Graham.
Yeah.
Got him around the ankles. It's good for about a 4-yard gain on first down. Just working in a little outside zone. Casey patiently working it up in there, cutting up field, getting 4 yards.
Yeah, good play by Von Graham, too, getting Miser down. He has 67 tackles on the season from his linebacker spot. 2nd and 6.
Girding in motion. Borla's going to keep it this time. He's going to pick up about 5.5, maybe 6. And they are going to move the chains and give them a first down.
We talked a lot about the other quarterback, but Borla's not afraid to run the ball either.
He is not.
He's a smart player, and he knows when to hand it off and when to keep it.
We are going to have an encroachment.
Yeah, that was Jermaine Polk from his end spot. He got a little overzealous. Maybe a hard count in there by Dylan Borla.
There's a give to Miser. Able to get the edge and pick up a first down. And I'll move the chains. Speaking of the chains, real quick, shout out to our chain gang, bunch of senior dads over there. You got Ryan Phillips and Randy Pavlock and Brad Faust and who else we got over there? Oh, Tim Noonan. Those guys all like having the best seat in the house. So
I was just going to say, that's you don't get any better seats than that.
They do wear yellow well as well.
Fakes to Miser.
He's got a seam just off the fingertips of Nick Dobkowski. That was a perfectly thrown football. I think Raheem Brown went in and swiped those arms away as that football got there. Made a nice play on the ball.
Well defended. Great throw.
I like the shot there, though, on a first down.
Yeah, I like that, too. You know, it's evident that these guys, St. Francis is gearing up to stop Miser out of the backfield. You know, they don't want to let him run all over him, and they've done a decent job at that so far. But they've opened themselves up to some plays in the passing game. Now there's Miser.
He had him stacked up early.
Yeah.
He's going to work forward, find a way to pick up about 4 yards.
That went from -1 to +4.
Yeah, they got a little penetration there.
Yeah. Well, when you're putting together a game plan for Highland, even though there's all the weapons, you got to figure out a way to limit. You're not going to stop Miser, but to at least limit him. And they've done that so far out of the backfield, right?
They have done a nice job. As a high snap. And Borla's going to just have to jump on it.
And a late flag came out. Maybe sideline warning. Okay. So that was a 3rd and 5, and now it's going to be a 4th and long.
That's
and
a
the
tough
punting,
one right there.
Yeah. We'll have to keep an eye on some of these other games, too, as we get into halftime, Coach. Some of these other Region 6 ball games.
Some hunting for some scores.
You got Wadsworth out in North Ridgeville.
The ball is fielded and breaks a couple tackles. He's got room.
That's Raheem Brown.
There is a flag down back at the 45-yard line.
Brought down by Garrett Phillips, but this is going to be coming back. That was a good return, though. I couldn't
excellent return.
Yeah.
Got to be able to tackle in open space. So an illegal block in the back is what they're going to get. So
they're still going to have decent field position,
yeah, they're
though.
going to be at the 45-yard line, I believe. So Knights with a good opportunity here. 5 minutes left in the half, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Swartz alone in the backfield as we are going to get a timeout from the Knights here.
So who else do we have, Coach? We're going to have to look and see. I mentioned Wadsworth, Ridgeville.
Yeah, Avon and Olmsted Falls. And
Avon, Olmsted Falls.
You got Ridgeville and Wadsworth. And then you've got Sandusky is playing Anthony Wayne. So the winner of this game will play the winner of that game at a neutral site next Friday night.
Got it. Well, they're in good field position here.
Yes, they are.
St. Francis is.
Fake the jet sweep. Steps up. And he is going to be, ball's out. And the referee is going to say he was down.
I think that might have been Matt Dean forcing that fumble.
Yeah, I think Zywick may be the first man there. Dean there quickly as well. So good good pressure. Nice job containing him a little bit better that time, giving him nowhere to go. Bring up a 2nd and 10.
They talk about these minutes before the half as crucial, right? I mean, it fought their way back in the game, and now this thing could go either direction.
Hornets show pressure, and he is going to be – that's Beal drugged down by Caleb McKean quickly. He's able to pick up a couple yards.
I think what they had to do was bring Raheem Brown into the backfield, because I do not believe Beal has come back yet.
I
hope he's okay, but
that was Brown. You're
he's
correct.
He's been out a while, which is just not good for St. Francis.
Brown in motion. And that is stacked up real quick. Just cut off by the right defensive end. That is Carson Noonan. And when you turn around, you got a 50 in your face.
We've said that a time or two this year.
Good answer by the Hornet defense, as that will put St. Francis in punt formation on a 4th and 14.
A couple all-Ohio guys, right? Ryan Zywick, Carson Noonan. We've called their names 100 times this year.
There's another high, shorter punt. Fair catch made it right at the 30-yard line by Lucas Girding.
One more shout-out to Ken Throckmorton and Forever Fence and Rail before the second quarter gets away from us. You can enclose up to 200 feet of any area you choose with fencing. Make sure to check out this auction item at the Highland Foundation's 20th annual Great Gift Dinner Benefit, November 16th, okay? Thank you to Forever Fence and Rail for this generous donation.
So 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Borla with Miser. Girding in motion, given to Miser. Patient run, finds a hole. And he's going to push forward for a pickup of about 9.
We say that they've done a decent job of bottling him up, for at least from the running back spot, but I bet you he still has, 60 yards. He's got a lot of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-yard runs.
Correct.
And just like that one.
Correct. Outside zone, a little stretch play. Nice pickup by Casey Miser. It's going to take 5 nights to get him on the ground.
And that's 18 yards.
Jordan Brown maybe the first man there for the Knights. Miser now at 71 yards. That's good math by you.
That's good math, because when I said it, it was minus that 18.
That's correct.
So,
you're all over it.
Well,
nobody
that's
doubted
a quiet 71 yards, right? As
is.
only Casey Miser could have.
Girding in motion, fake the jet sweep. Borla's going to keep it, kind of test the middle, but he's stacked up quick. Maybe picked up 2. Hornets going to use their second timeout. Remember, we had to use one early. So 1 timeout remaining with 1:50 left. Going to have a 2nd and 8.
Well, this is a big time in this game, Coach. If Highland could go down and score, you're talking 28-7, or maybe they hold them, and there's a big difference between a 2 and a 3 score game. And I got to give the Sales credit, though. They kind of weathered that storm at the beginning of the game when it could have got out of hand real quick.
Yes.
And it's not out of hand yet.
No, and I think it's important to keep in mind, too, that DeSales will receive the second half kickoff, because they won the toss and deferred to the second half. So they will have the ball to start the second half. I do see that across town the Buckeye Bucks are currently down 20-14 against the Padua Bruins.
Nobody's better at finding those scores than Coach Grissom is on that social media. A little bit of a delay, and it's worth noting that Raheem Brown came in for Beal, and again, I hope Beal can come back to this game, but he is their backup running back. He does have 30 carries for 184 yards.
Are we talking about where our drone is located right now? I see people pointing at the sky. Technology, man.
Things that we didn't have to worry about when we were playing, Coach.
That is correct.
Where's the drone?
Where's the drone? Get the drone out of there. Love to find a Wadsworth score here. See how the Grizzlies are doing.
I got it.
Okay. Oh, they're bringing the drone down for a landing. He's been grounded.
Last score I have was 7-3 Wadsworth, but
Okay.
that was a
There's a give to Miser. He's got a big hole. Cuts back inside. Gonna take it all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Gonna pick up 22, maybe 23 on that carry. And just like that, Miser is pushing 100 yards in the first half.
He's so strong, and he beats you up, wears you out. Miser again here.
Give it to him again. Cuts back inside.
It's another good tackle by Von Graham, but another 3-4 yards.
Jermaine Polk in there as well.
I don't have the percentages up, but when Highland gets down in this red zone, they do a pretty dang good job of punching it in the end zone. I don't know what the stats are, but
another give to Miser. Working outside, and he's chopped down at the 5-yard line by number 13, Jordan Brown. But that is good for another Hornet first down. So officially the clock is no longer a factor. You got a timeout left. You got exactly a minute left.
Yeah, they're in
no rush.
rush.
Quick replay we're going to show here. Just going to see little counter action. Going to pull the guard. Just got enough of him. So there's a give to Miser, and that play is blown dead. We're going to get a false start. Not what you want first and goal at the 5.
I didn't see what happened, but no.
All right, so they mark it off to the 9.
Still first down. Plenty of time left, like you said, 44 seconds, one timeout left.
Give to Miser, inside zone play, gonna put his head down and get back to the 5-yard line.
And that clock is ticking.
Tyrell Lawrence on the stop for the Knights. 20 seconds. Girding on the jet sweep, and he's going to walk in. So, a key block on that play by Casey Miser on the edge gave Girding the ability to cut that thing inside and go into the end zone untouched. And to your point, what a huge momentum play heading into the half to get it back to a 3-score ball game.
Here's Jonah Kauza to try to make it a 28-7 game here. It looks like he does. That's why that when St. Francis couldn't do anything offensively and they gave the ball back to Highland, that was a big.
Let's take a look at this
big
replay
momentum
real quick.
shift. Yeah, let's see this block you're talking about.
Casey outside,
Miser.
just getting an outside linebacker. He didn't blow him up, but he just walled him off. Give yourself room for a cutback.
Well, we've seen Lucas Girding do that how many times this year with that jet sweep, all the way back to that
week 1 at Hudson.
Week 1 when he was almost down but wasn't down and spun out of it, and that might have been a turning point in that game. And then we've seen him do it 20 times since then this season, where he takes that jet sweep. And how about Miser? You always talk about blocking, when unselfish this team is with running backs and receivers, what they do in the blocking game.
Yes.
What a good example of that is.
Unselfish football.
Yeah.
Hornets going with a squib, and it will stay inbounds and get into the end zone for a touchback. It was probably a little closer than maybe what Coach wanted on that, but Knight's going to take over at the 20-yard line.
It's been a good first half of playoff football, Coach.
Yes, it has.
And it's broken record, I know, but we've seen it a few different times where Highland will give up a play, as any team will, and they do such a good job of bouncing back from something like that.
Yes.
They don't hang their heads.
So Knight's going to kneel on it, take us to halftime.
And we do have a halftime sponsor, I'll say quickly and appreciatively. The Short family are all alumni of the Highland School District. Their youngest, Jackson Short, attends Granger Elementary, just finished his first year of youth tackle football. The Short family's lifelong proud supporters of the Highland schools and look forward to football season where they can cheer on their Hornets. So thank you to the Short family for being our halftime sponsor.
Yes, big thanks to them. So as we traditionally do, we're going to bring the halftime shows to you as the Knight marching band gonna take the field first, followed by the Pride of Highland. Enjoy the show. We'll see you after halftime.
Welcome to the field, the 2024 edition of the St. Francis Sales Marching Knights. Tonight's performance will be conducted by Director of Bands, Mr. Carl Collier. Music for our show was arranged by graduates Joseph Barrett and Colin Flanagan. Tonight, the Marching Knights bring you the music from Three Dog Night, hitting the number 5 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1972. Here is Never Been to Spain. Our next selection has also topped the charts. It has been covered numerous times and became the band's 7th top 10 hit in December of 1971. Here is an old-fashioned love song. joy to the world. And that concludes our show. We are all encouraged by St. Francis to be who you are and to be that well. I'm Jacob Dar, signing off for now as the voice of the Marching Knights. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and go Knights!
Shane Bradley, if you're missing something that goes in your pocket, we have it here in the press box.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present your 2024 Pride of Highland Marching Band! We open tonight's performance with a modern rock hit from the White Stripes, featuring one of the most recognizable guitar riffs of all time. Here is Seven Nation Army.
I remember one of those dudes came back and was like, wearing shorts and more, I got a pull, you know? And he's like, cool, and he goes, we team walk across campus next year, and I was like, that went up to
performance with a 1973 top 10 hit from the Doobie Brothers. Here's the pride of Highland Marching Band favorite, Long Train Runnin'.
That's like one of those jobs you can't.
We close tonight's performance with a modern hit from the electro house and dance genre. Here's David Guetta and Nicki Minaj's Hey Mama.
wallet, we have it here in the press box. Just have to come up and identify it. Shane Bradley. Shane Cope, we also have your wallet. So Shane, if you need your, anybody named Shane wants a wallet, come on up and get it.
All right, welcome back. Highland High School, North Gateway Tire Field, affectionately known as the Tire.
And
Somebody said that one time, I guess.
I like that. And as we always do, and when we say we
mean Andrew.
We mean Andrew.
Right.
We broke it down from a fundamental stats standpoint. Coach is going to bring us through a couple things, but I want to lead off with one thing. I said that St. Francis was keeping Miser in check, and they were, but that's not an easy task. And he ended up the half with 15 carries for 111 yards and one catch for 41-yard touchdown. So he's at over 150 yards in total offense with how many touchdowns?
Well, actually, the touchdown, he did not get in on the catch. They got him down at the 5, I believe.
That's right. How many touchdowns? One touch, two touchdowns?
Two.
But the point is he had 16 touches for 152 yards.
Right.
And I thought that St. Francis was kind of doing a decent job on him, and they kind of were.
Well, they were, and then late there in the second quarter, he had back-to-back runs of 18 and 21 yards.
He wears
that really
on you.
Finished off that final scoring drive.
And it's not only him that wears on you; it's that big offensive line that we talk about, just pounding on you, right? 4 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, and then bam, 18, 22 yards. But we got other stats as well.
Well, I think one of the interesting things we talked about this Highland defense, and I mean St. Francis has 70 yards of total offense in the first half. 84 yards on a drive. So with the exception of their scoring drive, they're minus 14 yards on every other drive other than their scoring drive. So, I mean, the Hornets did a nice job against Beal, bottled him up, only 29 yards in the first half. Now, we did not see him the second half of the second quarter, but we hope that young man we hope to see him out here. And Swartz, again, Hornets did a nice job in the passing game. Swartz 5 of 10 for just 47 yards. And, about 16 of them came on a play. A ball was tipped and just happened into the hands of one of their receivers. And so Hornets have done a nice job. Secondary's done a nice job being where they need to be and have broken up a couple passes and had tight coverage and kind of kept everybody in check.
It's been the type of a game that we kind of thought we might see, Jay. With it's been hard fought. It's been hard hitting. It's been St. Francis has had some plays, but they just aren't able to string too much together. With the exception of the drive that they started around midfield, I believe, and had 5 or 6 or 7 good plays. It was actually a 14-play drive. Now that I think about it, but there was a couple penalties in there that kind of went forward and backwards. But they did have 5 or 6.
Yes.
Good plays for 10, 15 yards. But after that, like we talked about, Highland was able to respond to that and respond well like they have all season.
Yes. Yeah, so, at the end of the day, it's a 3-score ball game. A lot of football to be played. So, focused here to start the second half. And DeSales will receive the kickoff like we talked about. So defense got to get ready to come out and get a stop.
Since you're the old ball coach, if you're in there at halftime, what are you telling the DeSales players?
Well, they got to find a way to win up front, especially on offense. There's just too much penetration, and Noonan and Zywick are a problem for everybody. But you have got to find a way to keep 54 and 50 from penetrating on every play, because there's been a lot of situations where those plays have been blown up before they've started. And then the outside linebacker, I think Whitling and I feel like Whitling and Faust from the linebacker spots have both played outstanding first halves, flying up on those jet sweeps and doing a nice job. So Okay, so we are seeing Beal out here stretching and getting himself loose, so that's a great sign. Yeah, we got a shot of him.
And again,
maybe a little tape on the ankle, and that young man.
Good catch, guys. But again, we're talking about number 5, Eli Beal, junior running back, 29 touchdowns. He's been the heart and soul of this offense for a long time. Now, they were able to bring in Raheem Brown and do some things on that touchdown drive, but I hope that the young man could come back. Hey, thanks to our third quarter sponsor, Highland Youth Football. I know Jason Haney does a great job with that program, has for a whole lot of years. The 6th grade team had a real good year this year. I believe I heard they won a championship, went 9-1. So good.
Yeah, I know they won a championship. That 6th grade team had a great year. Jason wanted us to mention every single team in the youth program made the playoffs this year. And one team won that championship. That 6th grade team won a championship. He wanted to definitely mention a great job by the cheerleaders.
That's right.
And what a great organization. At the end of the day, and there's a great photo of those young men.
It's the 6th graders.
Yes. But those young men are going to be out on this field in 4 or 5 years. And these guys were in that photo, 4, 5, 6 years ago. So what a great job by that youth program getting these guys prepared to come play on Friday nights.
Well, as Highland kicks off into the end zone to start the second half, just one more word on that. How does Highland string together a very successful varsity program every year? Well, it starts off with what Jason and the coaches are doing all the way down from elementary school into the middle school program, into the 9th grade program, with which you're very familiar with, Coach, into the junior varsity, and then that's how you have year after year. It doesn't just happen, when you see things on Friday nights.
Correct. Yeah, they've made it a plug-and-play situation, and they develop, and the numbers are huge. There was 47 guys on the 7th grade roster this year. I mean, it's crazy. They're going to swing it. That's a backwards pass, and they are going to hit.
Wow.
That is number 1.
That's Doblin.
And he is brought down by
Colton. Was that
is that Williams? That's Kyle Williams, who was able to catch him from behind.
Well, you were talking about the importance of coming out if you're DeSales, and they started off with a trick play. They did it's not unlike the play that we ran earlier in the year, right? A little
quick double pass.
Here it is.
So inside the 10-yard line at about the 8.
That's to Beal.
That is Beal. Puts his foot in the ground, gets upfield, picks up a couple.
Yeah, that was a behind-the-line pass, double pass, and they fooled us. He was 15 yards open, and we did a good job not giving up on the play, though, by Kyle Williams. Was that?
That's correct.
But it's also good to see Beal back in the game, though, right?
Yes.
That's a great thing. Able to get stretched out maybe at halftime and get back in, and now we have second and goal situation here for St. Francis.
Going to run a outside zone, and Callan Whitling not fooled. Did a nice job just doing his job, staying home. And that's going to go for about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, third and goal.
Big play here for the Knight offense. They hit the big one early. I would think that it's important for them to walk away with 7 here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So Beal in the backfield with Swartz. And that's going to be a timeout taken by the Knights. Hey, a couple quick halftime scores we chased down for you. Other scores around the region. Quickly, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Anthony Wayne Sandusky game. That is a 7-0 Anthony Wayne lead at halftime. Wadsworth is up 14-3 against North Ridgeville. And then Avon and Olmsted Falls. Olmsted Falls was up 21-7. Wow. And then Avon scored 28 points in the second quarter and a 35-21 lead at halftime. Avon is a good football team,
yes,
Jay.
It is.
They've got a nice program up there.
See what they draw up with Schwartz and Beal on 3rd and 12.
And that is Ryan Zywick with a big sack for about a 6-yard loss.
Ryan Zywick said, I don't care what you drew up. I'm not going to give you time to do it.
That is
he
correct.
Was in there in about 1.2 seconds.
I like the thought of that play design. They brought the outside receiver in motion, and he was running a crossing route and had a little bit of open space, but Schwartz just had no time to get to him.
We got
this is a 25-yard, a 35-yard attempt. Low snap is handled really well, and that ball is hit true.
That was a great
good
kick by Drew Puckett.
Great kick. He's done a nice job tonight. Punting, kicking, place kicking.
Junior kicker.
Outstanding.
That would have been good from I don't want to say 60, but that would have been good from certainly 40.
Hey, quickly to finish a little bit more about our third quarter sponsor. Also, Highland Wrestling jumped in on this.
Yes.
And come support the Highland Wrestling program and allow our wrestlers to serve you before their grueling season begins this Tuesday, November 12th from 4 to 8 at Culver's in Medina. Awesome fundraising thing they do. We've got a number of football players on the field tonight that are Highland wrestlers. Cody and Brady Bendow, Ryan Zywick, Callan Whitling, Josh Arvanites, Ryan Zahir, Noah Wolney, Sean Sender, Ryan Haney, and Xavier Lyons, all football and wrestling dual athletes.
How do you feel about multi-sport athletes, Coach?
That's my favorite thing in the world.
I know it is. I know it is.
Another squib off of the front man, and it is going to be recovered.
Wow, yeah.
That's,
okay.
Special teams have been a bit of
Well, I hate to be the guy up here saying, fool me once but not twice. I mean, it was well executed, but that's the second time that the first time they almost got it, and this time they did get it. And now they're in business on our half of the field.
So deep drop, flushed out to his right, and he is forced out by Caleb McKean on the far sideline. Going to lose about 4.
He does such a good job of not giving up that contain. McKean does.
He's had a great season. I know, we spend all this time talking about Noonan and Zywick, but Caleb McKean, what he's done from that other defensive end spot, he's just a good, solid player that gets his nose in there very regularly. And like you said, just do your job. Hold that contain. Beautifully done there by Caleb.
Good two-way player.
Correct. 3-man front for the Hornets. Empty backfield. Quick drop. Swings it out.
That's the shifty Raheem Brown.
So literally just a one-step drop, turn, and chuck it, and let Raheem Brown do what he does.
Make a few guys miss is what he did.
That was an impressive run after catch here.
We're going to get to see it again.
I mean, this is literally just catch it and throw it. And does a nice job, spin move, work to the outside before he's forced out by.
And that's one of the biggest gains of the night there by the Knights.
Forced out by Garrett Phillips. So Brown in motion. 4 receivers to the right. Steps up in the pocket. Yeah, we're going to get a hold. Took him a while to throw that, but Caleb McKean was being held by that right tackle. Schwartz had a little bit more of a pocket there than maybe he thought he did and got a little antsy and flushed himself out. And
well, that goes back to what you said as a former offensive lineman. The quarterback doesn't always make it easy, right, on the offensive lineman. He thinks he's going to stay in the pocket. He's blocking his man a certain way, and he doesn't know what the quarterback's going to do.
Yeah, you've got him tied up on his shoulder pads, and it doesn't look like a holding until he's pulling backwards and away from you, and then it's a very apparent hold.
That's what you forget. The offensive lineman doesn't know exactly always what the quarterback's doing behind him. But that's a big call. Now they're 1st and 20 from the 38.
Nope. Busted play, and he's going to throw it away.
That's going to be a lineman downfield. So
yes,
it's supposed to be a running play, and there was nobody to hand it to. I think in that situation, Schwartz maybe would have been better served just tucking it up and going, because the offensive lineman was already 10 yards downfield.
Right. Yeah, take what you can get, avoid the penalty. So there's the signal for the ineligible downfield. That's going to back them up another 5. Now they don't lose the down.
So it's 1st and a long ways.
25.
This is where you don't panic if you're DeSales, though, right? You're still on the 43-yard line. You got arguably 4 downs.
6 or 7 a play is going to get you, right about where you need to be. There's a give inside. He's gonna pick up about 12. So there you go. 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. That was number 28. His first carry of the night. That's Braylon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize.
Puckriqua.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Puckriqua.
Sophomore.
Good hard run there by Braylon.
Yeah. Now, to your point, now it's 2nd and manageable here. Hand it to him again.
This time Hornets are there as he's got a bear hug from number 50, Ryan Zywick. He's able to pick up about a yard. Going to bring up a 3rd and 11 and a half, maybe 12. So be aware, you got to be aware of the quarterback. They've done some of that 5 wide. They've run a couple quarterback draws right up the middle. They will run those quick tunnel screens to the outside. Tight end in the game flexed on the left side of the formation. Hard roll, looking for and he just throws it away. That was number 54, Carson Noonan, all over that play early. Swartz did a nice job just getting it away and getting it to the feet of a receiver.
Evan Faust was back in there as well, I believe, on a – he gets in there quick.
Now we're going to see another field goal attempt of 40 –
now this
48-yarder here.
I'm a little surprised to see that, but hey.
I'll tell you, the way he kicked the last one, this would have been no problem. Good snap, good hold. He hit it good.
Oh, just short.
Just short. What a great kick, though.
That's a tall order into a little bit of a wind, 48 yards. It was a good try, though. Well, I'll tell you what, the Sales came out and they had an opportunity to score on their first drive. They were 1st and goal. They had to settle for a field goal. And then this one, they had a couple penalties, set them back, and missed the field goal. It's not a bad start to the quarter, though. And
this is the first touch that Highland has had. because they
That's
went
right.
down and scored on the field goal and then got the squib kick recovery. So with just 7 minutes left in the third quarter, Highland offense making their first appearance of the second half. So there's a give to Miser.
He's got
the edge. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Faust. You know what? I could tell by the way he was running. I called that wrong.
Well, I called it wrong as well, but
nice to have another back like
yeah.
Evan Faust to be able to put in the backfield.
Well, he got to that corner quick, and the right tackle caved in that defensive end, I believe, and then he went to cut it back and slipped. That was a good run, though.
Hornets with a little bunch formation, going to go with a counter. Miser with a spin move, but there is no room.
No, 0 yards there.
Stacked up early. Looked like Diamond Smith and Deion Banks maybe on the stop there.
Yeah,
in the middle of that defensive line.
Deion Banks, 5'10", 280.
Now we are seeing an adjustment immediately. They have gone to 4 down linemen, more of a 4-2 kind of a look here. Borla, little play action fake. And he's going to tuck it and just get what he can get. Going to push forward for a couple yards.
So Dubkowski was well covered.
Yep, he tried to run a post route.
And that was the main target there. And then at that point, there was a couple other guys out there, but he was under some duress.
So they're going with that 4-2 box, which opens up some options for some different zone coverages. That looked like a little bit of a 2-deep type of zone. So different look for Dylan on his reads and some different call. Coach Gibbons going to have to look for some different calls than maybe what they were game planning.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. This is a big play for both teams.
Setting up a screen pass, and that did not fool very many Knight defenders as Hornets only pick up about 3 or 4 on it.
Looked like Evan Faust out there.
We have a Knight defender down. So again, big thanks to our third quarter sponsor, Highland Youth Football Program, and what all of those volunteers do with this program and the way that they develop talent, that get them up here to this level. And I was fortunate enough to get to coach my son, through a few years there. We got another great picture of those guys. Just what a fun experience for those guys and their support. They're here every Friday night, and Coach Gibbons is super involved in that program as he's got a son playing in the youth program as well. So big thanks to the Highland Youth Football Program, along with the wrestling program for our third quarter sponsorship.
It's a big commitment from a lot of guys, and to give their time after work, things like that, for the kids
and the young ladies that are out there cheering. And sounded like a quick timeout.
Timeout Highland.
Okay. So we got a 28-10 ball game, 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
We'll keep getting you some scores as the game goes on. I think I saw it was 21-3 Wadsworth.
See what else we can find here.
Avon might have weathered the storm and back in control of that game. Is that what you're seeing?
Looks like North Ridgeville just got a score 21-10.
21-10 now.
Yes. Hornets back in punt formation.
That's the thing that we talked about. And when you get to the second round of the playoffs, you're not seeing too many blowout games anymore. That's Raheem Brown with the punt return.
Hornets do a nice job on coverage that time. staying in their lanes, getting down there, getting him surrounded and swallowed up quick.
Who's getting off of that pile? 8.
It's Matt Dean.
Matt Dean. There's a few others with him as well. Somebody's getting up.
It's Metzger as well.
Metzger.
Yes. So the Knights take over at the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you, they got an opportunity here to get back in this thing.
Yes, they do. Hornet defense just got to stay disciplined. Little quick motion. Going to swing it out on another double pass, and he's wide open again. And he is in.
It's Raheem Brown on the double pass again.
So that time they ran just a quick little motion just to widen. I want to see who threw this ball. This is number 10. They're just going to throw this ball backwards. And that's just an easy little 15-yard flick of the wrist.
Good catch there by Raheem Brown.
So it was Drew Tucker on the catch and throw. And it is 28-16 with the extra point to come. So that kick is up and good. 28-17, 4:05 left here in the third. So, you know, you're officially at the point of the game now where, I mean, obviously, you know, St. Francis is in a situation where they know they're not just going to be able to run it right at this defense. So you're going to have to be ready for they're going to open up the playbook and they're just going to run that stuff, because that the only success that they've had tonight is on those type of plays. So, you know, it's about being disciplined as a safety and as a corner. You can't just jump that stuff, and you got to stay home, do your job.
Well, you talked about it at the beginning of that drive. You said we did fundamental defense, right? And then we were fooled for a second time on the similar play.
Yes. I'd like to see this front line back up about 5 yards too. Don't give him the opportunity to just bang it off of you again. You can come forward for an onside situation. So that ball is going to skip into the end zone. Hornets will take over at the 20.
Well, what you have now is you have 10 unanswered points by DeSales. So if you're the Highland offense,
got to put a drive together here, right?
Well, we've allowed them to hang around and kind of get back in this game. So they're talking in the huddle right now. Let's go out and execute. Everybody do your job. A lot of experience out there, a lot of seniors out there, Jay. So
Borland Miser, give to Miser. Quick stiff arm, cuts upfield. He's got room. And he is taken down there by Daniel Trailer.
Did you see that block by Evan Faust by chance? Here,
quick replay.
Here it is again.
I like this stiff arm by Casey here too. Quickly, 21 comes up. He says, no, thank you. Like you said, a great block there by Faust. Spring him on the edge.
That was close to a 30-yard run there.
Quick swing out to Girding. Nice catch and run by Lucas. Going to be good for close to a first down. We're going to mark him about a yard shy, looks like, as we have another Knight down on the field.
That's Diamond Smith, senior D lineman, 5'9", 300-pound senior.
See, Buckeye has taken a 28-20 lead over the Padua Bruins. over at Buckeye High School.
Well, you can see, as we hope, that 66 gets up, and he is getting up. That's good. What DeSales is trying to do is, obviously, they're trying to get their playmakers the ball in space, and they've been able to do it a few different times, and a couple of them were big time, big hitting plays on those double passes.
Yes.
But now Highland got the ball and they're responding as they need to. So we got 2nd and a half a yard.
It looked like a little bit of a busted play, but Dylan did the smart thing.
Yes. He took it himself for 5 yards.
And gets the first down, moves the chains. We'll talk about that in the huddle real quick, get that squared away.
Yeah.
Nordonia with a 28-17 lead over Green.
Borla back in the shotgun, gives it to Miser. Comes around the right side.
And we've got a flag down. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. So Miser was getting a face mask and immediately just put his hand in his chest and pushed forward for another 5 or 6 yards. So you're going to tack 15 yards on the end of that run.
That's what makes Miser so tough. He's patient. Such a patient runner, and when he goes, and then he finishes those runs.
Yes.
So tough.
Yes.
Gained 6 yards after his face mask getting held, but now we're inside the red zone.
Give to Miser. Guard and the Y both pulled on that play. Able to push forward for a gain of about 4. Up a 2nd down and 6.
Who was that? Was that behind Messina? Or who was that?
Yeah, that was Coyne and I want to make sure that I get that right. That was Coyne and Nowak on the right side.
All right.
There's a jet sweep. Girding going wide this time. Gets the edge and forced out right at the first down marker.
That kid is quick when he gets that ball on that jet sweep.
They do a good job. That's one of those plays that looks really easy to watch, but the amount of time that they spend on that, he is running at full speed. When that ball is snapped, Dylan's got to catch it, and he's got to get it in his belly because, Lucas is not slowing down on that handoff at all. He wants to be at top speed when he gets the football. So the timing on that is important, and that was very well done there. So there's a give to Miser on the inside zone, and he is in. Big answer of a drive right there by the Hornet offense.
80-yard drive. Just a
little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? And
7 or 8 plays. That's exactly the answer that they needed, Coach.
Yes, it was. Like you said, giving up 10 unanswered, this kind of stops the momentum a little bit.
And Cows is about to make it 35-17.
I want to recognize Grady Gibb. That was not the best snap. Grady did a nice job getting up, getting that ball down quick.
Okay, we're going to
see this. This is just the heavy package. We got the big boys in, 2 tight ends. Just inside zone and just work your way up in there. Find a seam. Put 6 points on the board.
Well, we've seen it all year, and that's what championship and teams are made out of. Is there's no finger pointing on this team.
Yeah.
I can be up here talking about some things, but when the boys are down on the field, they know that wasn't the defensive play they wanted to make there. And then they come back and they get the ball and they do exactly what they need to do. And they have a great drive to regain control of this game. And I wouldn't be surprised if this defense has challenged themselves on this next series.
Nice kick. And just shy of the end zone. They're going to run a reverse on that. Hornets cut it off. And what a great tackle. What a great tackle. And that is one of our favorites, Dylan Lazar, making a play on special teams.
Whenever that kid comes in, he just makes plays.
Things happen when number one's on the field.
I don't care if he's on defense, if he gets the ball, if he's on special teams. The kid's a ball of energy and a playmaker.
And what you saw there, too, was, they've tried a lot of this misdirection, and they're trying this stuff. But, now taking over at the 10-yard line, that's what you risk trying to run something like that. Great job by that coverage team, staying in their lane, staying home, watching for that cutback. Quick drop. There's a hook and ladder.
To Raheem Brown again.
And he is finally forced out. Well, maybe they're saying he stepped out a little sooner.
But still, that's a 30. That's a 30-yard
quick replay.
gain.
So you're going to see this is just a stop route. Get it out of his hands, and then Brown coming from the opposite side of the formation. Quick pitch to him. We are going to see everything that they have in their playbook because they know they can't line up and just play football against you.
We've seen a few different things already. Double passes, hook and ladders, reverses.
And there is a give.
That's 28.
That's Braylon.
Down by Ryan Zywick, I think.
Rockba. Picks up 5 on that. Another give. Having a little success on that midline as he picks up another 5, maybe 6. That's going to be good for a night first down.
Evan Faust, Matt Dean. Yeah, those are a couple good back-to-back runs, though.
Cody Bendow and Caleb McKean check into the game. Snap. Just another quick stop. He's able to break a tackle.
That's number 1, Marquand Doblin.
Gotta be disciplined. Come up, secure the tackle.
They're moving with some pace now, Coach.
Another quick one. He gets the sideline, and the Hornets get him by a shoestring. It's number 10, Drew Tucker. Just working that right sideline the whole way down the field.
Well, we're seeing why they had 1,800 yards passing. They got 3 talented wide receivers.
Straight to the line of scrimmage, making the call there.
Schwartz keeps it himself, nowhere to go.
Strung out well, but he's still able to pick up a couple. Noonan girding Faust, as that will end the third quarter. So we've got a 35-17 ball game heading to the fourth.
And it was the third quarter highlighted by a few big plays there that on both sides of the ball.
Okay, maybe the half didn't, or the quarter didn't end.
Well, the clock would indicate otherwise.
I mean, there was no penalty.
Maybe the on-field clock is saying.
Yeah, so I believe, yeah, they're looking for 5 seconds to be put back on the clock. So, yeah, he was forced out of bounds with 5 seconds left. All right, we're squared away.
Ball's sitting right about the 11-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Quick drop, pressure up the middle, and that ball was intended for Raheem Brown, but it's going to fall incomplete with 1 second left in the quarter.
There was a little bit of pressure on Schwartz that time.
They did a nice job kind of collapsing that pressure too. He tried to step up, but Hornets able to get a little pressure on him. Looks like Cooper Zielinski just checked into the game for the Hornets to add another safety on the field. Quick drop, quick slant behind his intended receiver, Marquand Dublin, and that incomplete pass is going to end the quarter.
Thank you again to all of our sponsors, Jay. And as we enter into the fourth quarter, we have our final sponsor of the night, I believe, and that's L&A Plumbing, Heating, Cooling. Family and veteran owned since 1979, founded by Edward Long, grandfather to Highland football player Matthew Dean. Current owner Jeffrey Long, a 2001 Highland graduate and Marine Corps veteran, served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Serving Northeast Ohio, L&A Plumbing, Heating, Cooling handles commercial and residential projects, specializing in plumbing and HVAC. They're certified Navy and tankless water heater installers and Rudd HVAC dealers. Follow them on the Facebook at L&A Plumbing LLC. Phone number 216-961-4399. Entire company's Highland alumni. I know you know these guys well, Jay. Jeff Long, 01, Ben Dean, and Michael Maffa, class of 21. Jessica Honroth, office manager, class of 96.
I'm related to, 4 of the 5. So I've got a sister-in-law, a stepson, a father-in-law, and a brother-in-law in there. So great family company, good people. They do great work, and family-owned local business that we would love. They would love for your support.
Amen.
And thanks to them for providing a fourth quarter sponsorship.
Yes, we appreciate it. And as we start this fourth quarter, it's going to be with the Knights field goal of 28 yards.
From the right hash, snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and good.
Good.
So 35-20, got a 15.2 score ball game here, as only 3 seconds have ticked off of the clock here in the fourth quarter. So Hornets offense takes over. Again, though, here's a situation where you find a way to get another one in the end zone. DeSales is not in a situation where they can trade field goals for touchdowns right now. So this is a big drive for the Highland Hornet offense. First thing they got to do is secure a kick. Again, they've pulled out all the stops. They've tried the squibs. They've recovered one of them. You got to be aware of an onside situation potentially. They're officially in nothing to lose, situation here for the Knights who have played a tough ball game.
Yeah,
here
they're
tonight.
a tough team, as anticipated. If I was a betting man, I would bet on some type of a squib kick here.
Hornets do have a bit more of a hands team in as they go hard squib towards the sideline. And that ball's going to stay in bounds and just has to be covered up. Now Miser's feet are out of bounds. That should be.
He tried. And that's where if his feet were out, the refs must be saying that he secured the ball
it before his feet were
then
out.
went out.
That's a heads-up attempt.
Yes.
Because that would be a kick out of bounds.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see that one again, but it's here nor there because there is no challenges
replay here.
And replays in high school ball. But so with that, Highland starts similar to what DeSale started on their last drive, inside the 10.
2 backs in the backfield with Borla. They're going to go with the power. That's Miser. Good, hard, tough run.
It sure didn't look like there was a lot there, did it, when he got
not.
that ball?
Bo Thomas, number 17 on the stop. He was the first night there. That's a pickup of 8.
You know this better than I do, Jay, but when you look at Miser, we're witnessing one heck of a season.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about county record-breaking stuff here, right?
He is approaching some county records. He's broken all the single-season scoring records.
Yeah.
For the school. There's another jet sweep by Girding. Nice patient run. It's going to be good for a first down. Again, Bo Thomas, number 17, in on that stop.
Spreading the ball out real nice this game, as Coach Gibbons always does.
Well, let your big boys eat right now.
Yeah.
Let your big boys eat up front. They're gaining 6, 7, 8 a pop. You know, you wait and you choose your spot where if you want to take a shot. But if you're gaining, as they go with the GY power again, Miser's got the edge across the 50. Going to be forced out right around the 40-yard line. So again, they bring the right guard and the flexed tight end from the opposite side of the formation. Guard kicks out the defensive end. Tight end leads up through the hole. And there was a lot of green in front of Casey Miser. We'll take a look at this.
See this again.
Yeah, so check out this flex tight end, and you're going to see the backside guard. That's no walk on the kick out. And that was Faust that came in and sealed the inside linebacker. Then there's at that point in time, you're one-on-one on defensive backs. Beautifully executed play.
Thanks again to our fourth quarter sponsor, L&A Plumbing. I know a lot of these folks on this sheet. I know that they're great people. Ben Dean, Jeff Long, Jessica Honroth, Ed Long. Founded the company in 1979.
Yeah.
And now, Matt Dean's grandfather, Jeff Long, is running it now with Ben Dean, Marine Corps veteran Jeff Long. We appreciate you guys. Heating, cooling, plumbing, whatever you need.
They do it right. And I know Jessica, did you say when she graduated? She might not be too happy to hear that.
I did say that, but I was just reading the sheet. Don't kill the messenger here. She doesn't look that old.
There you go. As the Hornets give it to Miser again. He gets the edge. No, great family, great business, and big thanks to them for fourth quarter sponsorship tonight.
And I'll tell you what, Coach, you've talked about this all year, and we've seen it all year. You get into the fourth quarter, and this offensive line takes over game after game after game.
Let the big boys eat.
Yeah, it just wears on the D-line, and we're in a position to do what the Sales really can't. We can just pound it. Right. That's nothing fancy. Right. Just pound it.
Well, now Highland's now they're playing with 2 tight ends also. There's a give to Miser right down that midline. Not a lot of room there, but he still picked up about 3 on first down. This does a couple things. Clock is running, and you're just banging heads, as we have another night down on the field. I do think we ought to quickly mention, too, Amanda Fall was our premier sponsor during the regular season.
Yes.
And big thanks to her as she provided the premier sponsorship for the regular season, and big part of everything Highland and what she does with her State Farm agency. Reach out to Amanda at amandafall.com, 330-273-4100.
Yeah, Amanda enabled us to bring a lot of games to you. Our number one fan, Bob Borla, thanks again to you. This is our last telecast for the year, as we got to go on the road next week. But it's been a great year, thanks to our sponsors.
Yeah. So there is a give to Miser. He's got space. He's brought down from behind by number 66. That's Diamond Smith.
Good to see him back in the game. He was down a little bit ago. What a good run by Casey.
Hey, I wanted to say real quick, too, I got another little nugget. One of our biggest fans, or one of the biggest fans of the live stream, is Kyle Williams' grandmother. And I hope I'm not saying this incorrectly, but it's Olga Ramoso is Kyle's grandmother. She watches every week, loves. She's a big fan of Brandon Lipchek too, I think. But glad she's watching tonight, as we've got a pre-snap penalty here.
Well, it's honestly funny. This is my first year with you guys, and so many people have talked to us and have told us they appreciate this. Messina's family came in the one game after the game from Chicago, and people all around the country now have the opportunity to watch their family and friends play ball on Friday nights.
Yeah, we love doing it, and it's nice to see every week a lot of screens watching the games. So happy to bring it to you. They're going to bring. That time they brought the Y across again, and there is a great effort. Casey Miser, before that carry, already had 95 yards in the second half, and that's going to be another, 12?
So he's way over 200 yards on the ground. And that was one where he was going down at the 5. I thought he was going down at the 5.
Correct. Yeah, unofficial numbers what we have up here, but Miser is approaching 1,900 yards on the season now, which is just incredible through 12 games. That kick is up and good.
It's automatic.
So don't want to, that was exactly what we talked about before that possession. Let's look at this replay real quick, though. See, they bring Faust across, kick out that defensive end. But, yeah, they had him stacked up at the 5, and Casey just said not yet.
He was fired up, too.
Yes, he was.
Offensive line was down there helping him get that last yard as well.
Right. So that pushes the lead 42-20, and like we were saying, you can't trade touchdown for field goals anymore. I mean,
no.
Well,
how about those last 2 drives, Coach? I mean, come on.
Let the big dogs eat.
80 yards and then 91 yards.
Right.
And just right at them.
Yep.
Right at them. Nothing fancy.
No window dressing, no trick plays, nothing. One pass play between those 2 drives. And between Miser, Girding, and Faust, a lot of positive yardage on the ground. So 9 minutes, 11 seconds. That ball is booted deep. It's going to be fielded at about the 5-yard line. That's trying to get the edge, and he is going to be forced out at about the 25. That was Drew Tucker.
He had that big return earlier in the game.
I like the way that kid plays football. Quick, good with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Raheem Brown, and they have some talented young men, and they've fought hard this game.
Yeah.
They're going to try to mount a drive here. But yeah, what a good answer by Highland those last couple drives. Now the defense gets to come back out and that's 28.
Stacked up quick.
Yeah. Highland saying fumble, but I think it came out after.
Dylan Procwequa picks up a couple.
Team leading tackler Evan Faust was in on that play.
Yeah, coming in the game tonight, Evan had 62 tackles. 27 solo, 6 for losses.
Right.
And that's without playing very many second halves. Deep drop, deep ball, looking for a post, and that is caught.
And that's Tucker. We just talked about him. You just were saying how you like how that
I like the way he plays football.
Yeah.
He's brought down by Nick Dobkowski. That's good for 52 yards.
We're going to get to see it again here. How about this well-thrown
deep
ball?
Drop, and he's the outside receiver on the left-hand side of the formation.
It wasn't bad coverage, was it? No.
No, I mean, he's in
was
his
right
hip
there.
pocket.
Is that Kyle? I don't know if that was.
They fake it
foul.
and swing it out wide. And he's
Raheem Brown brought down by Garrett Phillips. But that's down inside the 10.
Yeah, we've got a 1st and goal to go, it appears. Swung out again, and I love that play. What you just had right there was Metzger that literally drove the man blocking him into the receiver to make the tackle. Shades of Joey Bosa ending a ball game over at Penn State a few years ago.
That was aggressiveness from the corner. That was taking the action to him. So now
Swartz in the gun.
Hands to Raheem Brown.
Another jet sweep. Going to pick up 5, maybe 6.
We just heard that we have 554 live screens.
We've got screens active. I'd like to say we got double that many watching the game then, right? That's good stuff. Fakes the hand. And so he faked the handoff, faked throwing the swing route, and then was trying to get just an out pattern.
Like a little, back shoulder to Raheem Brown.
Just off of Brown's fingertips. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. And like we're saying, I mean, they're at a point now where field goals do them no good with 6:45 left. And as a defensive coordinator, you got to be ready for anything here. They've shown all kinds of stuff tonight. So this is where you emphasize do your job. Don't look at the window dressing. Stay home. Hornets get pressure, and they force an incompletion. That was J-Mo Gordon on a blitz right in the face of Swartz, and he just had to throw it, throw a prayer, and ended up throwing it into the ground.
That's a well-timed blitz there by Gordon.
I like that call by Coach Meyer.
Great call.
Bring some pressure on a 4th down situation. J-Mo Gordon makes a great play. So with 6:40 left, 22-point lead, Hornets will take over.
I'm guessing I know what the play calls are going to be here, Coach. They sent that offensive line out, and they said, let's go end this thing.
So Hornets take over at about the 6. Give to Miser on the outside zone. Knights did a nice job of stringing it out initially, but Miser was able to pick up a couple.
But Miser does what he does and gain 5 yards.
Yeah, I said a couple, and I sold him 3 yards short because that was about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah.
I know better than that.
Well, from here, it didn't look like he could have got more than a couple, but he did.
Hornets being deliberate. About 10 seconds on the play clock. Given to Miser, well blocked. And he's going to drag him forward. That's going to move the chains.
Well, we've talked about this, but for these seniors and for this team to be able to have these 2 home playoff games, you know, and for the fans and for the sponsors, and, you know, we talk about the live stream, but for the whole atmosphere to happen here in Granger Township twice is a very cool thing.
Love playoff football. That time they're going to give it to Faust. He's going to push forward for a pickup of 4. I don't know that they feel that they need to, but we've all seen what they've run off of that formation a number of times this year. And I mean, if you get into a situation where you've got a 3rd and long or something, you might come back to that. But I tell you right now that
I don't think they'd be ready for. If they did, I think it would work.
Noonan, Messina, Zywick, Nowak, and Coyne are saying just keep running the football. Comes jet sweep.
Wow.
That's Girding. He's got a lot of room. We got a foot roost. And he is in. That was a 78-yard touchdown run. Now we've got a late flag that I assume is going to be some sort of a celebration penalty. We've got a quick replay. And just watch this outside zone. Watch this offensive line work. Right, working hard, hat on a hat, find a seam, and then at that point in time, it's just Lucas Girding in a foot race. What a beautiful job up front.
That's called a 78-yard exclamation point.
Yes. We've got a dead ball, personal foul for illegal excitement on the I just call it illegal excitement. You're not allowed to be excited when you score an 80-yard touchdown.
I call that 17, 18-year-old kids working hard all week, excited.
Yeah.
You know, as they should be.
The Hornets going to use a timeout here. All right, let's poke around, see if we can. I want to see if we've got an updated Anthony Wayne score. I haven't seen anything come across lately. Go ahead.
While you're finding those, just in case we don't get another opportunity, for all of our sponsors and L&A Plumbing, Ed Long and team, you know, what you guys have done is you not only allow 554 live viewers, but then there's always another couple thousand viewers over the next 24 to 48 hours, right? They come back, watch the game when they can, and you know, that means a lot to a lot of people, a lot of families.
So Hornets are going to go for 2 here.
So
Did they throw another flag on a?
Well, are they saying if you go for 2, then the 15-yard penalty would be in? I don't know.
Well, so yeah, so you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So
To prevent us from going for 2.
DeSales decided to take it on the kickoff, which that's what I would have done. But when we decided to go for 2, they said, all right, we'll take it on the point try. So now the extra point is a 35-yard extra point attempt.
But we get to kick off normal.
Correct. Snap is good, hold is good, and that kick is booted up and in.
We've said it all year. That kid is a weapon.
He is a
Dallas
weapon.
is a weapon. Did you pull up any scores for us, Coach, yet?
You know, you gave me props earlier, and I'm having trouble finding.
That's all right. I know that Wadsworth is a final now. They beat North Ridgeville 21-10. I did see that.
Okay. Now the latest score that I've seen, with 10.5 minutes left in the game, it was 21-14 Anthony Wayne over Sandusky. So there is a ball game happening at Anthony Wayne High School right now.
Well, as we're getting ready for this kickoff, I want to make sure that the production team here that puts these on gets themselves ready for some live camera shots and some props to Andrew, Brian, Brianna, and the team.
As that kick is into the end zone.
The camera guys down there. It's been a great year.
And we got Nate, Eric.
Brianna, are you queuing anything up to put on?
Oh, there they are.
There we go. There's Brian and Brianna.
It's their favorite thing to do. Oh, there's our guy.
There's Andrew.
There's our guy. No, big thanks to you guys. You make this so much fun, and love coming up here and spending some time every Friday night home game.
Well, we even have a little text chain going,
we work through some things through the week.
Where we throw around some ideas with Andrew and Brian throughout the week.
A quick drop. Another hook and lateral. And
done by Colton Faust.
It was Raheem Brown that received the pitch. I believe that time Drew Tucker made the initial catch. That was good for about an 8.5, 9-yard gain. Swartz takes the snap, deep drop. He threw that ball off his back foot, and that was almost intercepted by Callan Whitling.
He broke on that ball nice.
Yes,
it floated up there a little bit and gave Whitling time to get over there.
He had a long way to go from his linebacker spot to make a play on a ball by the numbers. And he almost.
That was a half a step away from making this a running clock the other way. Good play. 3rd and 1.
Knight's going 5 wide on 3rd and 1. Maybe a quarterback draw.
Good call.
Ooh. Oh, my goodness, that was a hit. I think he's going to have the yardage for the first down, but I believe that was number 22, Garrett Phillips. Evan Faust. I mean, he paid for that 1.5 yards that he just gained, but he did move the sticks.
I think that was Faust.
I saw it too.
Yeah. Garrett can fly up there as well, but I think that was 12. There's Raheem Brown.
There's the jet sweep.
Yeah, that.
Like we talked about, they're going to run that jet sweep out of about any formation, but the Hornets. It's a tough defense to run those on and have very much success because they're a lot of speed and two disciplined defensive ends that just don't let you get outside.
He ran right into Caleb McKean there and a host of others.
Great play there by Caleb. Hornets staying with 3 down linemen. So that's a little read option, and Swartz is going to keep it and pick up maybe 8. Going to bring up a 3rd and about 6. Nice job by Garrett running him out.
There's certainly a little bit of frustration on the St. Francis side. You know, outside of, they've had a few big plays, some double passes, but in their base offense, they haven't been able to do much, right? Schwartz just ran it. We haven't seen him really be able to run the ball. Hasn't had too much time.
Give inside.
Caleb
McKean had him in a bear hug.
But just to finish that thought, this is a team that has averaged over 32 points a game.
Right.
You know, and to have 20 and only and again, most of those with some variations on some plays, and to their credit, they worked, you know, but
it's a tough way to win a ball game.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 4. Got a bunch formation left. Bring a motion. Swing. Oh, my goodness. And that is going to be short. Is that girding? That was girding. Girding coming up and absolutely just laying the wood on a 4th down to just put a little exclamation point on the Highland, what the Highland defense has done tonight.
1 yard short of that first down. Great hit. We saw an exclamation point by the offense, and I think we just saw, to your point, an exclamation point by the defense.
As this is the number 2 offense has taken the field, led by Grady Gibb and Dylan Lazar in the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised if our boy Dylan Lazar doesn't make a play here.
There's a give, nice patient run. He's going to pick up a quick 3 yards.
Good opportunity for the guys to get some
Absolutely.
second round playoff time.
Absolutely. So 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
You know, it's been really, Coach, a really strong game for Highland, a really good second half.
Yes.
You know, I mean, when we thought maybe, you know, they were letting DeSales hang around a little bit, they just put an end to any of the thoughts of that.
Yeah, this coaching staff and these players have a lot to be proud of tonight. A lot of really, really good athletes on the field, a lot to prepare for. But at the end of the day, I think I read correctly that this win is going to put Highland into their 4th straight regional semifinal appearance, which is just that's an incredible thing from a public school program that just keeps pumping out talent, keeps pumping out 10, 11, 12 win seasons. And like our third quarter sponsor, that youth football program, that's why we talk about those guys, because at the end of the day, these are guys that were playing in that program getting ready for these Friday nights. As Lazar gets the carry off the right side, going to pick up 2, bring up a 4th and 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, as fans, we're spoiled with this program. You know,
yes.
Year in and year out, 4 straight regional semis. You know, at least a couple of those were regional finals, I believe. I mean, you know, and I know the goal this year has been to go deep in the playoffs, right? And we're poised to be able to make another good run at it.
Sure.
So next week's going to be either Anthony Wayne or Sandusky.
Now what just happened here is our number 2 offense came into the game, and they're trying to just grind this out and end this game on a 4th down. They went up.
Hard count.
Everybody was disciplined on a hard count. They get the free first down. Now they're going to be able to take a knee. They might run one more play, but they might take a knee and go shake hands.
You're right. That's a cool disciplined.
That's good stuff out of the young guys, right? So listen, I want to sincerely thank you guys, our sponsors all year long. Anybody that's interested in the future of being a sponsor for what we do up here, reach out to our athletic boosters. We love being able to bring this to you, and seriously, thank you to our crew. Brandon, it's been awesome.
Coach,
I enjoy every minute of it.
Coach, I appreciate the opportunity to be up here alongside of you and the team. It's been a fun year. It's been a eventful year. It's been just a great experience up here. Okay.
It's been good.
And like Coach said, we need sponsors next year, so that we can make these happen again. So please do reach out to the Booster Club to do that. And
So here's what's going to happen, and I can't. Anthony Wayne and Sandusky are both terrible at sending out scores, but we will be playing the winner of that game. That was a close game last we saw. That location and everything won't be announced until I believe Sunday. So it'll be a neutral site game next Friday night between these Highland Hornets and one of those two programs. So hope you make the trip. Last thing I want to say, hey, let's go win a state title tomorrow with this girls' soccer program.
Amen. Let's do it.
I'm looking forward to getting down to Columbus and seeing those girls compete. So, again, thanks to everybody, Brandon, Andrew, Brianna, everybody. We hope to see you next year. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you.